DJI have just released the firmware update for the DJI Osmo Action 4, and since I make a lot of videos about this camera, well, it's time to test it out. Firmware update brings two major updates. The first one is the increased image quality in 4K with 30 frames per second and slower, so 25 and 24. And the second one is that the DJI Mic 2 automatically shuts off when you're not using the camera or when you're disconnecting the microphone. Now, I don't have the Mic 2, so I can't actually test this out, and honestly, on this camera, I don't think you need an external microphone. But more importantly, the video quality update. Now, I did make a few shots with the old firmware, and then I repeated the same shots with the new firmware, and honestly, I can't tell the difference, because for that, we need to head back to the studio. Okay, we're back in the studio. Now let's look at the video files. So here I have a few files in Davinci Resolve, and as you can see, they have all the same settings. So H.265 or HEVC video codec, 10-bit, and it's a kind of high quality 10-bit video, all shot in 4K and with 25 frames per second. So let's jump into the timeline. I've already added a color grade onto these videos, which is just basically some adjustments and a LUT straight from DJI. So this is how it looks without the LUT, and this is how it looks with the LUT. Now, on the left side, we have the video that was shot before the upgrade, and on the right side, we have the video that was shot after the upgrade. And honestly, if I zoom in, I mean, with the same color grade, I don't know. I mean, I'm not seeing a difference. Seriously, I think this is pretty much the same. The clouds are different because it was a few moments later I had to update the camera. But as for the video, I mean, honestly, I don't know. It looks the same. Let's try another clip. Okay, so this next clip shows a side-by-side of before and after. And I can honestly say, I think the one on the right, so the one after the update, is exposing for my face better than, for the highlights. Although you can see here the sun. I mean, it's not exactly the same shot, which is kind of difficult to gauge. I would actually need two cameras to test this out side by side. But, definitely I think this is exposed brighter. And I was using my personal auto settings that I've explained in a video some time ago. And yeah, it's exposing for the subject more and not as much for the highlights. Here, on the other hand, I don't know. Now, this one with me in the shot is showing that I am brighter. Could be just that the conditions were not the same, but honestly, in terms of fidelity, if I look at my pretty gray hair, yeah, I think it's the same. Like, I don't really see a difference. Now, this next shot is shot in complete auto mode. So I went out of the pro mode and into the default mode as the camera has it. And this is not color graded. Honestly, this looks quite nice. I mean, it's quite a high dynamic range, and it's a 10-bit video, so technically you could do some post-production color grade, but the highlights are retained very well, the shadows are controlled, and this is where I think the biggest difference is. So the quality in normal mode, I mean, it's still over sharpened for my taste. Yeah, it's like way too sharp, but that's my personal preference. So here I can definitely say that, that the highlights are retained better. Now, it was quite a contrasty scene. I don't know. I mean, is it worth upgrading? Yes, it's always worth upgrading, and the camera does actually feel a bit more responsive. So now, I do have to stress out that whenever you're updating your Osmo Action, you have to reset and redefine all the settings again, because it goes into a factory reset. So all your custom presets are gone, and well, luckily I only have the one preset, which I shared in this video. Now, to be completely honest, I did only test out the D-Log M video footage with the HEVC video codec, and that's the one that I use. And I always shoot 4K with 25 frames per second, and I always color grade my DJI Osmo Action for videos using the official LUT and the workflow that I've shown in, I think, this video over here if you're interested. But the LUT, as always, is linked down below. It's the official LUT from DJI, and I think it does a very good job of bringing D-Log-M back to, well, normal color. Now, the update does include camera optimizations and some minor bug fixes, and honestly I think it's a bit more responsive than it was before, but it could just be my personal, feelings. The camera does also show 10-bit in normal colors if you have the HEVC or high efficiency video codec selected, and you can only choose the H.264 if you're shooting with normal colors and if you have a 16:9 aspect ratio. So 4:3 is always going to be the HEVC, so the high efficiency video codec. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. If you have any comments or questions, leave that down below in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and hit the like button for the algorithm. It really does help. And if you want to stay on the channel, watch this video over here. Thank you, and I'll see you in this one.